Yeah.
Teresa, start. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, good evening to everyone. Today I'm going to explain about house rental management system. So we are four participants: myself, Chinmay Kumar Kurni, and Baluri Sai Shishang, Sai Kumar, and Shruti. So the main concept behind the house rental management system is housing has become a central importance to the quality of life, considering economic, social, cultural, and personal significance. So it's becoming an important factor in the modern society. So with the current paradigm shift in the technological world, there is an urgent need to embrace and appreciate the power of technology. So hence there is a need to develop a house rental management system that can simplify work for people involved here so that all their work can be efficient and effective, as it plays a huge role in revitalizing the economic growth in any country, with shelter being among key indicators of development. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights gives one of the basic human rights as a right to decent standard of living, central to which the access to adequate housing. So the house rental management system is a thing that is managed by admin landlords and can give their accounts to check the payments and etc. So tenants can rent the houses owned by landlords, which are controlled by the admin, and the tenants can make the payments to admin. So the apartment database is managed by the admin. So the house rental management system is usually easily manage the things involved like payments. This system is the best way to manage the rented houses. Hence, the system is the best applicable for the above reasons, making the house rental an easy process through an online system. So the admin can keep the track of tenants staying, payments done, and the list of houses owned by a landlord. Mhm. And here are the main benefits of house rental management system. This online service rental solution is fully functional and flexible, and it's very easy to manage. And it also helps in back office administration by streamlining and standardizing the procedures. It saves a lot of time, money, and labor also. And it increases the efficiency of the management at offering quality services to the customers. And the monitoring of housing activity and the overall business becomes easy and includes the least amount of the paperwork. And here's the total contents of the report. First we Okay, so now I'm going to explain the year model of the house rental management system. Okay, so there are total of five entities. There are landlord, admin, payment, tenant, and the apartment database. So first, when coming to landlord, landlords can log into their accounts by their credentials like landlord ID and the landlord password. So there will be a landlord type and the admin ID associated with the landlord. Landlord is reported by one of the admins about the payments, and the attributes linked to landlord or the landlord ID, admin ID, landlord password, and the landlord type. So here the landlord reports to admin. So admin will be having the login credentials. Admin report the landlords when the tenants make the payments. So admin ID is a primary key associated with the tenant ID, payment ID, and the apartment ID. So admin is finished. Okay. Now when it comes to tenant, the attributes linked with the tenant or the tenant last name, first name, start date, end date, apartment ID, tenant ID. So houses are rented by tenants, so tenants will be having this tenant ID to recognize them easily. So each tenant is associated with a particular apartment ID. So tenants have to provide their first name, last name, and the attributes are recorded so that the duration defines a payment. So tenants make a payment and this payment is done to the admin, which is again reported to the landlord by the admin. So when it comes to the apartment database, this apartment database consists of a list of houses with the details like apartment ID, apartment name, apartment building number, apartment type, and its rent. And this apartment database is totally managed by the admin. When it comes to the payment, this entity deals with the payments done by the tenants and this has to make the payment to the admin. So payment ID defines which tenant did the payment by a particular tenant ID, and there will also be a payment type ID to recognize the mode of payment associated with the tenant ID. So the attributes are the payment ID, payment type ID, and the tenant ID. And the payment type, this is a weak, and the payment type ID is a weak entity that is associated with the payment entity. So hence an attribute called payment type defines the type like cash, card, check, or money order, etc. So this entity has the primary key. And here I have mentioned the entities and their attributes. So here's the relation schema and the normalization. So the attributes linked with the landlord are these, and here the admin ID is the primary key. So we have linked the admin ID with the admin entity, so that using the admin ID we can get all the data related to the landlord. And similarly for the apartment database, we have linked the apartment ID from the tenant, so that once we get the apartment ID, we can get the name, building number, apartment type, and the rent. So using the apartment ID, we can get the details of the tenant, like tenant ID, the first name, the last name. And for the admin, the apartment ID is also linked to the apartment database. And the payment ID is linked with the payment. The payment type ID, the payment type ID defines the type like cash or card. Okay. So here we have defined the here we have described the functional dependencies of the house rental management system, and this is the normalized model. And here we have mentioned the logical and physical models of the all the entities and their attributes. So we have shown that how the payment is related to the tenant, and the type is related to tenant, and the landlord is related to admin. And this is a logical model of the system. And the physical model, Shruti is going to explain the physical model from here. Shruti.
Yeah, thanks, Chinmay. Yeah, myself Shruti, and I'll explain about the physical model and the entities that we used. So, and this query is used to create the database and followed by the corresponding tables. And can you scroll down,
Yeah.
Chinmay? Yeah. And here we have created the admin table. Scroll down. So, and we inserted the corresponding records into the table. And as you can see the screenshot here, and followed by the apartment DB. So we created the apartment DB and we inserted the following queries, following records into the apartment DB table, and followed by the landlord table. And scroll down, Chinmay.
It's a land.
Yeah, scroll down.
Mm-hmm.
So this is payment table. Here we created the payment table and we inserted the following records into this table, and followed by the payment type table, which is a weak entity. And scroll down. And here we created the tenant table and we inserted the following records into the table. And here I'll explain about the queries that we used to fetch the results from these tables. And the first query is, this query is used to fetch the first name and last name of the tenant who lives in the apartment 935A. So, and the query is like, scroll up. Yeah, fine. That's fine. And the query is like, select first name and last name from the tenant table. And here we used inner join with the apartment DB on apartment IDs. So where apartment name is equals to 935A, and it and the query results is like as you can see below. And the next query will give the next query is about like here we are this query is used to fetch the count of the persons who are admins from the admin table. And the query is like select admin ID and count star, as you can see number of admin as alias name from the admin table, and group by admin ID having admin ID greater than 0. And You can see the results attached below. Scroll down, Chinmay. And this query is used to fetch the first name and last name of the tenant who are paying the rent in the mode of cash. So, and the query is like select the first name and the last name from tenant table, and we used inner join with the payment table P on the tenant ID, and we also used left join to the payment type table on the payment type ID, where the payment type is equals to cash, and the results are attached below. Scroll down. And this query is used to fetch the first name and last name of the tenant whose first name starts with Chinmay, and the results are attached below, and the results like it's Chinmay Kumar. And this query will give the apartment name whose scroll up Chinmay. Yeah, this query will give the apartment names whose rent is more than or equals to 730, and the results are attached here. And we can see 2 rows of fetched from this above query. Scroll down. And here we also attached the insert queries that we used to insert the records into apartment DB table. Here we inserted one row into apartment DB table, and the row has been inserted correctly. As you can see the results below attached here. The highlighted one, we have inserted this row recently. And scroll down. And here we also performed update queries. So we use this update query like update tenant table, and we did the tenant and set tenant end date as 9/11/2025, where apartment ID is equals to 5. After performing this query, the record has been updated with the end date as 9/11/2025. As here we have attached both the query, both the results here, and scroll down. And here we also performed delete queries, and as you can see here, so here we deleted a particular row from apartment DB table where the apartment ID is 6, and you can see the results here. After performing the query, the row has been deleted successfully from the apartment DB table. Yeah, that's all, Chinmay.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Shruti. So here are the summary and the lessons we have learned after the completion of the project. The job of creating this design document for the system taught us how the ER diagram is constructed and how we are able to manage all the rental system here. So thinking about the logical and the physical model diagram, I would say these were the biggest challenges for us. And some of the aspects of the system, such as paying rent, are very complicated and requires a lot of thinking on our parts to be able to identify all the different scenarios. So on the ER diagram made us easy to think all about this. And after completion of, when it comes to conclusion, after the completion of project, we have learned many things through the different parts of the project, such as the proper ER diagram and the functional process and the normalization of the models and how the each attributes are related to the other entities and all. So one of our first problems we ran was when designing the database was the way it was initially the setup. The database contained many to many relationships that had to be taken care. And the another problem we encountered was with the normalization. At first, we normalized to BCNF model, but found this would later cause issues as it separated data that would always be retrieved together. So this would have the required constant joins that would not benefit the database design. So another issue we had was with the able to export the data, which we had to do some troubleshooting to not receive any errors. And the last one is we ran into trying to import the data due to some constant violations. So overall, I think we learned quite a bit from this class and feel more confident not only creating databases but also managing them. And I would thank Professor James Buckley for guiding us and giving the opportunity to initiate this project. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, Professor.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chinmay.
Yeah, thank you.